Okay, question 18, we're going to put the logic gates theory that we looked at in question 17 into practice. So we've got two questions: complete the truth table below, and what will be the output from this logic circuit. So pause the video, have a go at both of those questions, come back, press play, and then we'll see how you have got on. Right, so part A, complete the truth table below. So we have A and B, those are our inputs. Then we have not A or B, and then not A and A or B. So let's take each one in turn. So not A, we're going to look in just the A column here, and we're going to imagine that each of these is going into a NOT gate, which means we're going to get the opposite. So this 0 is going to become a 1, this 0 is going to become a 1, this one's going to become a 0, this one's going to become a 0. Okay, now we have A or B. Let's deal with that one next. So remember, to get a 1 out of an OR gate, we need a 1 on A or B. So we're looking looking at both of these. If there's a 1 anywhere, we're going to get a 1 out. If there aren't any 1s, we're going to get a 0. So there aren't any 1s here, so that's going to give us a 0. We've got a 1 in B here, so because we have a 1 on A or B, we're going to get a 1. We've got a 1 here, it's going to give us a 1, and we've got a 1 here. There is a 1 on A or B, there's a 1 on both of them, but still there is a 1 on A or B, so we're going to get a 1 out. Right, next we have not A and A or B. So if you look back to the previous parts of this question, we have already worked out what not A is, and we've already worked out what A or B is. So essentially we're saying it's not A, which is this column here, and A or B, which is this column here. So we're looking at these two and imagining that they're going into an AND gate. And as you'll remember from the last question, the rule is to get a 1 out of an AND gate, we need a 1 on both of them. So there isn't a 1 on both of them here, so we're going to get a 0 out. There is a 1 on both of them here, so we're going to get a 1 out. There isn't a 1 on both of them here, so we're going to get a 0 out. There isn't a 1 on both of them here, so we're going to get a 0 out. So that's that one done. Let's move on to part B. What will be the output from this logic circuit? So we know what A and B is, that's our inputs. We need to figure out what Y is, and then there's a bunch of stuff here that's happening in between. So we need a method to tackle this question. So the way I would do this is to make sure each gate has a label for its output. So work from left to right. So we sort of encounter this OR gate here, and actually that's the first thing I would do, is actually label the gates. So this is an OR gate, and that one's a NOT gate. That one's an AND gate. That'll be quite helpful when we figure out the answer. So we'll label them, but as I was just saying a second ago, we're also then going to give a label for each output of each gate. So we've used A and B, so what I figure I'll do is I'll label the output of this OR gate C, and then the output of that NOT gate D. The AND gate here already has a label because that's Y, so we don't need to give it another one, but if you did, it wouldn't matter. Right, so now we need to put our labels in our table here in the working out space, and we're done. We can now figure out the answer. So C is A or B. So wherever there's a 1 in A or B, we're going to put a 1 here. There isn't a 1 here for the first one because they're both 0, so we know that's going to give us a 0. The rest will be 1. D is simply B going through a NOT gate. So we're going to take what's in B here and we're going to make it opposite. And then lastly, Y is simply C and D. So you can see here there's C, there's D. So we're going to look at both of these, and wherever they're both 1, that's going to give us a 1 in Y. So we have a 0 on C here and a 1 on D there. So we're going to get a 0. We have a 1 on C here and a 0 on D there. That's going to give us a 0. But they're both 1 here. So we know with 2 1s going into an AND gate, yeah, that's going to give us a 1 out here. Then we have a 1 on C and a 0 on D. That's going to give us a 0 out. So that one's now complete. Hopefully that's helped. I'll stop this video and then on to the next one. Thank you very much.